Okay, so this is going to be a continuation of the video I did from being extra races being created, as far as the European races, other races. Okay, so therefore, so I don't want it to be a misunderstanding as on what I said, as to people say, okay, so when it was created, yeah, they just plopped out of nowhere. No, it was a process. So the process after this after this creation, like I said before, there was an etheric offshoots that were created because of a miscreation. So in that miscreation, created this, I don't want to say what the correct word would be, incomplete spirit or facet of energy. It created this incomplete facet of energy. And when we came here, because we are a part of all things, because we were seated in the beginning. So when we came here, this incomplete energy created imperfections, which caused us to begin to fall, or the vibration of this plane began to slow. It threw the entire thing off. So after so long of being in this fall, then you have this scientist come along that begin the process of this is also where they talk about the sifting of the flaws. Bobby talked about this. Phil did too, but pretty much. But what I'm doing is it's nothing new that I'm talking about. They've already talked about this. All I'm doing is turning the picture so different people can see it from a different angle. And you say, well, I don't recognize that. And I turn it slightly sideways and say, oh, okay, it's a duck. So you have to pardon me, my son is here. I just went and picked him up. So, but this energy that was created had to be grafted out, because us being here in the energy, we become a part of that, and that spurred a fall. Okay, so the grafting out or the creating of other races was essentially the grafting out of an incomplete energy that wanted to exist or had the right to exist. So when we created this alternate being, because the energy needed a vessel that was conducive of it, because that's what vessels do. It traps light. That's why your body is laid up the way it's laid up, or your DNA is wrapped in all these sequences, because it traps light. The coding on the DNA is like etchings of light on the DNA. It's basically etchings of light, because you're trapping light or energy. So we needed a vessel that was conducive, that this energy could inhabit, and this energy would inhabit this vessel, and we could begin the process of completing this incomplete energy to where it would be rounded off. After so long, it would be rounded off, and to where it could experience ascension, as some people say, or basically ascension, or it could go out into the etheric waters, because in, being just this energy, when we came here, this incomplete energy, it could not break away from what it was, what it had been put into, because it was trapped in this incomplete, wrongly created plane, which it could not escape. So therefore, the grafting out, the Yakub story, all of that had to be, because this was a grafting out process. Just like Bobby said, separating the weak from the shaft. This was this process that had to be done over the course of millions of years. It had to be grafted out so it could be completed, built back up, rounded off, given divinity, or completing so it could separate from that which it was created with and become cosmic, to where it could travel to the cosmos, have other experiences, because being that incomplete, it was just that. It was just incomplete form of energy that could not move because of the nature of the incompleteness. So, and this is one of the things we've been doing here on this planet, combining with the other species, forming this completeness in energy, because all people are you essentially just energy trapped in a body. You don't necessarily, you ain't black, you ain't white, you're essentially just energy trapped in a body, but the body is conducive of the energy. Generally, you can come back as black, white, Chinese, Asian, doesn't matter. So the point, when you come back as other races, it's like those card games you see where you got commons, you got rare, super rare, ultra rare, right? The ultra rares take the most to level up. Very hard to level up. They take the longest. The commons, you can get them to a high level, could be very powerful. They're not as powerful as the ultra rares, but they can be as powerful as the ultra rare when an ultra rare is in its base form. It can be 3-4 times as powerful. And the commons are easier to level up. Take less energy to do everything. Less energy, less time. They level up faster, hit faster. This is the nature of it. It's all right there. If you play those games, you understand that. That's a perfect analogy of coming back as different races. You're not just, it's just the body is ultra rare, super rare, rare, common. Give me that. Thank you. Just all different forms. You're taking on a different aspect, but you got limitations based on the body that you take. This is also another reason why you can't really, you shouldn't discriminate on people based on their race or whatever, because you really don't know what you're dealing with, because you don't know who they are on an energetic level or soul level. You really have no idea. But what you do know, based on the avatar, is their limitations. And this is one of the limitations that we talk about other people or other races. They have limitations. You cannot be as powerful as a super rare. If a super rare doesn't have anything, doesn't have no knowledge, no anything, and this is like the masses walking around, he's just a super rare. Common could be 10 times as powerful because it's leveled up. It was easy to level it up. Didn't take much. It was more conducive, but it has limitations. Simply put, so that in a nutshell is how when the other races or grafted out through this over time. And the other body was created, which would be the caveman. That was why it was done, how it was done. Because the form of energy that was seeded at the creation of this plane of existence, because it was done incorrectly by a lesser God, which was not a flow, which was not a form of energy that should have been. He was a ebb, which was a spark, but he took on both roles and created a creation that was incomplete, incorrectly done. It created etheric offshoots that had to be addressed because of what had been done. And because those offshoots did not create themselves, they have rights to, just like everything else, because something was done to them. But what we did was, far as grafting them out, that was not the sin or the betrayal. The betrayal had already been done by the so-called Yahweh or Adalabroth, the God that they worship, which is their God, in the sense of which is their God. So you can worship him because he actually is their God. He created them. We grafted them out and completed the creation. So we didn't create them in a sense. That energy was already there, but it had been misappropriated, and thus we came along to graft it out, complete it to where it could be. As at first, it was just, like I said in another video, extra screws to the bed or to the entertainment center that you put together incorrectly, which it couldn't go anywhere because of what it was, its limitations. Just like a screw can't jump up and walk out the house, or you can't set a TV on a screw. You can't go to sleep on, just that. A screw is not a bed. So that's essentially, in a nutshell, how it happened, why it happened, what we did to correct it. And I think other people talked about this too. But they explained it in their own words. But like I said, I'm just turning the picture around so most people can see a different picture, explaining it more to understand how it happened from a different point of view. Okay, thank you. Have a good day. And any questions, you email me below. Email or comment, be fine. I'll put my email below, and you can comment if you got any questions. I'll do my best to try to answer. Have a good day.